Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. Lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. Steve Renazizi. What's the odds? 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 What's
so much Game of Thrones.
You're just watching all of them?
Non-stop.
I told you what I'm doing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi. First podcast of the new year. Happy New Year. Happy 2020. I hope you guys had a great Christmas break. This is our first podcast of the new year, so I hope your holidays were good. Your New Year was good. Mine was fantastic. I'm coming in hot today. I want to say quickly, 11 years ago today, my first son was born. So happy birthday, Jackson. I want to get that out of the way right away. It's been a hell of a day, but I hope that all of you had as a great holiday as I had. A lot of family time, a lot of eating. I got soups fat. My wife got me a gym membership to LA Fitness for the pool full time because I was sneaking in, and I opened it up. She made like a card with it, and my dad said, "Love Fitness." I go, "What did you say?" He goes, "Love Fitness. You gotta love fitness." I go, "You're less stupid. Love Fitness." He goes, "Yeah, Love Fitness." I go, "No, it's not. It's not Spanish, Dad. It's just LA Fitness."
Do they not?
He goes, "But they're everywhere."
Yeah.
Wow, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
That's the level of mental capacity we're talking about here. Okay, that's what we're talking about.
Well, that's your gene pool.
That's where I come from.
Yeah.
There's like 15 LA Fitnesses on Long Island, but he thinks it's Love Fitness because why would it be LA Fitness if it was in New York? Which he kind of has a point if you think about it. He is sort of right in that sense.
Yeah.
Trying to fucking turn the goddamn music off. Sloppy pod. I'm pissed off today. I gotta be honest with you.
Why are you pissed off, Steve?
It's not a setup. Don't Byron Allen me into this thing. This is genuine.
This is me genuinely asking, why are you pissed off, Steve?
Because customer service. You know what it is? First of all, I'm trying to stay calm. Be calm. It's one of my New Year's resolutions. Don't get so angry. Don't fly off the handle. Calm yourself. Take a deep breath. Count to 10. Nothing is that bad, right? But do you know what you forget? What is that bad? People. People are that bad. The ability to help people, non-existent. Customer service, non-existent. It's beyond a point of just being terrible now. It's baffling. And so I try to remain calm, but today I lost it for a little while. But my wife's car, it's a great car. We got it 5 years ago.
What's the make and model?
It's a Land Rover LR4.
Okay.
Right? Bought it brand new, 2015. Great. Still paying for it. Had a couple problems with it. Here, the coolant. Every time the coolant, the manifold broke. Okay, we'll replace the manifold. Great. Next year, the coolant light comes on again. I go, why is the coolant light on? Why am I not seeing shit in my driveway? That's what I remember. I don't know anything about cars. I don't know anything. I didn't learn anything about cars. But I remember my dad bitching about shit leaking on the driveway. And when stuff went wrong, he was like, you could always tell by what's going on, what's on the driveway. Okay. I don't see anything on the driveway. We bring it back to Land Rover. They say, "Oh, it's there's a big catch-all, so you don't get the driveways all fucked up with oil and stuff." I go, "Oh, also, you don't know when shit's going wrong."
Yeah.
Right? You don't know when stuff's bad. So, like, I'm saying, I don't know anything. So, fucking, this week, my wife says, "Oh, the car's acting up again." I bring it to Land Rover today. No, not a drop of coolant in there. Not a drop. It's bone dry. I pour the coolant in to go bring it to Land Rover. I poured it in. It was like a cartoon into the
cone.
Right through the bottom, right through the fucking car onto the ground. It's on my shoes. So I go, all right, I got enough. I poured 2 gallons in. I started the car up, and I just 2 quarts. I mean, took off. I go, I'll get there. Got to Land Rover. Yeah, all that stuff's covered, but your warranty's up. Okay, but this has been a consistent problem for the last couple years. Yeah, well, it's not. We fixed it, and it may be something that we fixed. But once the warranty's up, our coverage for the work is up. So I go, that doesn't make any sense to me. If you fix something in the middle or at the end of owning the car, that should be covered throughout at least a year beyond from when the time you did it. So I'm like, you're telling me that if 2 days before my warranty was up, this car, the transmission was to go, you guys would put in a new transmission and would cover it for 2 days? And he's like, yep. I'm like, so... Why do you really think I think you're going to put in a great transmission or do a great job? What incentive is there for you to do a good job? If you could fucking throw duct tape on the thing, send it back out for 2 days and have it blow up and then it's not your problem anymore? I got livid, dude.
What was his response?
He was because there's a difference. There's the sales guys at the car place. And then there's the fix-it, the parts guys, right? Yeah, the workers. And those guys are gruff, and they don't give a fuck. They don't have to.
They're not on commission.
No, the sheen is off. They're rough around the edges.
They're always dirty. And
they're not sugarcoating shit for you. This guy's like, you're fucked, and I'm not helping you, and there's nothing you can do about it. I go, He goes, well, the coolant area there's a lot of things that can go wrong with it. I go, you know what's funny? They didn't put that in the fucking pamphlet. When I bought the car 4 years ago, that the coolant could have a lot of different issues. Now, I understand shit goes wrong with cars. I don't mind. But that's why I get warranties to cover shit, not so I have to pay out of pocket. So then I go, fine. So then I go, all right, I got to have to pay for it. Oh, you're going to have to pay for this. So that's already the fucking, right? Peter at Pasadena fucking Land Rover. Already jamming in. Then he goes, well, it's going to be 3 weeks before we can look at it to tell you what's wrong with it 100%. I go, all right, well, then I'll take a rental car. He goes, nope, we can't give you one. You're not on a warranty. I go, because my warranty's up January 1st. I couldn't believe it. I go, you're kidding me right now. I can't do. So I took the car. I go, I want my car back. Now it's in the middle of like 100 different cars that have to be fixed. So like some of them have been towed in, some of them have been, have just barely got there.
Yeah, they're not starting.
People are outside, right? I'm coming out. I want my car. No one's moving. I go, I want it now. I go, now I'm doing the thing where I'm making a scene, where I'm like, your car's here. I'm like, funny how so many broken fucking Land Rovers are here. How many knocked up fucking Range Rovers are in the parking lot? Salespeople are coming out. Whoa. I go, I'm done. I'm done with all of you. I'll never see you again, ever. And so it was like a kind of a scene. My wife had to, relax. Okay. Because she was with me. She was, I thought we were going to go to the gym together after that with a rental car and my car. And so we plans change. We're taking the car home. Follow me home. We turn 2 corners. We finally get out after 15 minutes. So I had to move like 10 cars. We turn 2 corners. The car fucking breaks down to the side of the road. I go, you motherfucker. Dead to the side of the road. Now I'm like, what do I do now? I don't know how to fix a car. The smoke's coming out of the fucking top of it. I go, oh shit. So now I call AAA. Guess when my membership was up?
January 1st.
That's right, Brenton.
Yes.
You win. January 1st.
Yes.
Membership up. Had to pay a $75 renewal penalty fee. So like for $145 now, I'm on the side of the road waiting for AAA to come pick up the car to take it to a mechanic that I know. Because now I'm like, you know what? Fuck Land Rover. Fuck everyone over there. Fuck the English. Fuck them. I hope the whole island cracks off and floats into the depths of despair in the sea, the bottom of the fucking ocean.
Do you think Brexit plays into this at all?
100%.
Okay. Yeah, I thought
the
so.
quality, no one's got their eye on the fucking ball over there, Aaron.
Yeah.
Everyone is just, what's going to happen with our pensions? What's going to happen with our money? How are we going to live? No one's building the quality car that they were before. Land Rovers and Range Rovers were like supposed to be next level shit. You know what the lady told me on the way out? Because I had the quarts of the leftover things from whatever that coolant shit is. Mm-hmm. I threw them out the window. Of course, I gotta make a scene, dude. I cannot go away quietly. Threw them out the window, right? Just fuck it out the window. And then the lady goes, "You should have got a Tesla. They don't have any liquids in them or whatever." I go, "I got one. Shut your mouth." And I just drove away. And that's when the car broke down.
So this is fun. This is a new thing we're doing on the podcast where
It's
we
anti-sponsorship.
burn sponsors every week.
Land
Rover, you're out.
Ever.
We don't want your business.
Especially Land Rover.
We don't want your money.
Pasadena. We
No,
don't
thank you.
want it at all.
Get out of here.
Manifolds.
Damn
You think I
Brits.
know about fucking manifolds, Lucas? I mean, I know I'm supposed to know some of this stuff so you don't get ripped off, but
So are Land Rovers easy cars to work on for other mechanics?
fuck if I know, man.
Yeah.
I've only brought it ever to the place where they were supposed to fix it, but who knows what they were doing over there? They could be running a Mickey Mouse shop. Nobody could have any technical skills whatsoever. I'm just bringing it to the place I bought it.
Yeah. They got to keep you coming back.
Oh, boy. I'm thinking about picketing, rioting.
One-man picket.
A one-man picket out front. Fuck this shit. People will pay attention.
And the lady told you to get a Tesla.
Get a Tesla. And I go, I got one. It's right over there. It's the one that's driving, you fucking bitch.
Do you know the warranty on your Tesla?
I don't have one. No, I'm kidding. It's 100 years. No, I was like, I didn't need this today. Plus, I was trying to go to the gym to swim. Mm-hmm. And because like I said, I'm fat, and I'm trying to use this LA Fitness membership to use the pool. That's all I'm doing is I'm using the pool every day. So I'm going there. But I was telling Lucas on the way, I got bullied out of the fucking pool yesterday. So there's an aquafit class on Tuesdays and Thursdays. See, I didn't look at the schedule. I figured the pool's open. What fucking classes are happening at the pool? Learn how to swim? Okay. I can get out of the way for them. No, there's an old person aquafit class Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:15 to like 10 o'clock or till they drown, I guess. And so I didn't look at the schedule. I get in. Dude, you got to see me now. Oh, for Christmas, I got the fucking earbuds. Tracy got me the things that go in, so it's like a symphony in my ears now. They're not wireless Bluetooth because I guess they don't make those. What they are is like a waterproof MP3 player. So you just take it out, you download the music in, you put it back in, blah. Mm-hmm. So I got that now. I got the swim cap. I found one big enough for my head. The first one I put on that she bought me on Christmas, I put it on. Right? It did the thing where my head's so big it rolled back up and shot up into the fucking into the sky. Christmas, it rolled right off my head like my head like a condom. It just broke. It snapped right off and shot into the air.
What size did she get?
Ginormous? I don't know.
Because there's like large, there's
I got a
extra
pool
large.
cover. I had to go to the pool cover place to get it taken care of. So yesterday I go to swim because now I got my earbuds, I got my thing, I'm ready to go, dude. And now I got a decent workout. I started on Sunday. Monday I went. So now I'm going yesterday, right? I forget about this aquafit class, but I'm looking at it. There's 30 old people. The pool's fucking big. They have 3 big lanes. Most they need is 2 lanes, okay? So I'm still swimming. All of a sudden, they just start taking the ropes and just start bringing it into the side. And they're basically collecting me like I'm trash in the ocean. And I'm still swimming, right? And they're scooping me in, and also my arm's hitting the fucking rope thing. And they go, class. I go, class? You could have tapped me on the shoulder or said like, hey, we're starting a class or whatever. No, they just bullied me right out of the fucking pool. That's it. I'm done. Next time I'm going to say no. I'll let them do that, and I'm going to continue to swim laps in the middle of their fucking class. Let's see how they like it. Okay? They're trying to stay alive. I'm trying to get fit and fuck again. Like, for real. Okay? I'm trying to get myself back in shape.
So are they.
No, they're not, dude. Plus, when they're in there, all I do is I swim and I think about their juices. Old juices, dude. You know they're not cleaning themselves correctly. They're using like 1950s sanitary methods. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
They're not cleaning themselves up right. There's no bidets or Bausch and Lomb douching.
Oh, please tell me you wear goggles.
Goggles. I would wear a fucking wetsuit if they would let me, and I wouldn't look crazy in the pool. I haven't been to a public changing area. You got to walk through the men's locker. It's like I haven't done that since New York, like early 2000s, late 90s. It's
Oh, it's gross.
oh my god.
Old people drying their balls
It
with hand
really
towels.
is. It never is not jarring. It never is. It never becomes normal. And on the day it does, take me out of Mice and Men style into the back of the woods and put a bullet in the back of my head.
No, the day it does, you get to join the swim class.
Yeah.
Oh,
My favorite's the guy that undresses everything but his shirt and keeps his shirt on, so you feel comfortable not looking down when
Yeah.
you're walking through the locker room, and then you just see a guy with a polo shirt and just a dick hanging out.
and I'm like, is that guy going to work? Coming from work? Does he have a job? Am I looking too long now? I've been staring at his shirt trying to figure this out. I ate I don't know if when you guys go home and stuff, but I ate on my typical breakfast every morning was bacon and egg on a bagel.
Yeah.
Every single for 14 days in a row.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And second week I was like, egg whites, please. Let's taper this down a bit, you know?
That's good.
Not so much, dude. It was a disaster. I ate a ton. Also, I want to say thank you to the people of Salt Lake City. I went out to Salt Lake City to Wise Guys. Did that club the weekend of the 28th, 29th, and it was awesome, as always. Thank you to Keith and everyone there. I'll see you guys again this year. But yeah, I had a fucking fantastic break. You were in Iowa, right?
Yeah.
Nice. How was that?
It was great. Thank you to everybody that came out to the shows on the 27th. They played.
Oh, yeah. You were
Yeah,
He sold it out, man.
against the Iowa game, right?
It was a Hawkeyes USC game, and the show started right when the fourth quarter started, and there were 100 seats. We sold 130 tickets.
Damn, dude.
I was shocked.
Are you is that a normal, it's not a comedy club there, it's
It's a new comedy club.
Oh, okay.
It's called Teehees. It's been open 2 months. It's
That's
the only
great.
one in downtown Des Moines.
Hell yeah, so they'll have regular comics there all
Yeah,
time.
they have shows every weekend.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You're doing good.
Awesome.
What about you, Brenton? You stick around town?
No, I went back to Ohio and I won $10,000. Thank you.
What?
Thank you.
What do you mean?
I played DraftKings again. I won $10,000.
I played this weekend and I did not do well. It was
You
my
didn't
first
do well?
time ever. No,
well, it's
I did.
because someone fucking cheated. That's why I didn't do
We'll
well.
talk about that in a second. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. So Christmas, you
I'm
went.
a professional fantasy
Football.
football player.
If you were smart, you would have registered yourself as that, and as for tax purposes, you would have been able to keep some of that money.
No, they take what they take. We almost got married because we looked into that. We almost got married before the new
thought
year
you-
was up.
Oh, because for that reason.
For that reason,
she
but
can
we
claim
found
her as
out
independent?
it doesn't matter what your status is. They take what they take.
So get back to this winning 10 grand. Are you home when you win this 10 grand?
I'm home. So it's a
my
Sunday,
other question
Monday.
is, hold on. Do you tell your side of the family about your millions and all the stuff you've won? Because I remember at Thanksgiving, we didn't
Yeah.
really talk about it.
Yeah,
No one really
they know.
discussed it.
They fucking know. It was at their house.
Do you walk in like Ric Flair?
No,
All I
so-
do is win.
So
no
what
matter
happened
what.
was I did a Sunday, Monday slate. It was like 4,800 players. I think it was like a 20 whatever dollar buy-in. And the Sunday night games happen, and I go, oh, I'm in pretty good shape for tomorrow. I got some good players left. We'll see what happens. They're going to pick up my brother from the airport.
Can I ask you another? Are they sitting there like, fucking shut up, Brenton? Like, do they care or do they not care? Are they impressed by your skills or are they over?
I mean,
this?
he heard my dad's response to $1 million. He doesn't care. He's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Just make sure you pay your taxes.
Very matter of fact.
And
Yeah.
but like your brothers and stuff, are they like, show me what you're doing? Like, what are you doing?
No, because
Are
they're not into it like I'm into it.
they're not into football. Or they're not
They're
into
into
gambling?
football, but they're not into
fantasy.
gambling and fantasy like I am.
Okay, and so they're just kind of like, all right, whatever, and you're like,
No,
it's
they're
a
like,
pretty
oh,
good
cool.
lineup.
They're happy for me, but they're like, okay.
And then what happens? So obviously,
So they go to pick up my brother, and I'm watching the game with my other brother and my fiance, and it gets down to the fourth quarter. I have Aaron Jones. I go, oh, if Aaron Jones scores a touchdown here, I'm in pretty good shape. And he breaks off a 56-yard touchdown with like 2 minutes left. and I jump ahead 8.5 points, and that's what I finished.
Finished.
First place, 10,000. Professional.
Was it
not
one of the-
luck? It's skill.
And
It's
you showed your
officially-
brothers and stuff like,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
I just won. And were they like, what the fuck?
They're like, well, that's cool. Yeah.
10 grand again.
Yeah. It's not luck. And it's not even about the money. It's just proving to this guy right here that it wasn't all dumb luck. There's skill involved, and I'm a master at it, and I don't have to cheat to do it.
I tried. I'm trying to find like the games as I played fantasy golf this weekend.
I did too. It did not go well.
It didn't go well for me either. But I'm trying to find games to play in. So I wanted to buy like $50 buy-ins for like 17 people to do like those are the ones I'm interested in. So I guess there are way more of them for football than there are for golf. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Then those are the ones you're joining?
So I joined one. I think it was like a 3 lineup limit, and I made one lineup, and it was 4,800 people. And it was maybe a $20 or a $30 buy-in, and then the top prize was 10, and then the next one was like 3,500, and then it dropped way down after that.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question I meant to ask you at the end of the year last year. If you could trade the full $1 million back, right?
For the Bills to win the Super Bowl, absolutely.
100%.
100%.
The full $1 million.
I don't give a shit about the money. I make money. I'm working in comedy. I work for All Things Comedy. It's a great job. They take care of me.
Oh.
I'm making a little money as a comic. I don't give a shit about the money. It was about winning. It was about pride, and I'd rather see the Bills win. I want to see the Bills win the Super Bowl before I die.
Well, money
It might not happen.
Money might not be able to buy that.
No.
We tried. We went to your place this past weekend to watch the Bills try to take a step towards the Super Bowl. Look, let me tell you something. This week's games, they were great.
They were very entertaining.
Kicking it off with that game, an overtime game, you couldn't ask for any more. But I told you I was going to come second half, and so when the first half was,
It was all Bills.
all Bills. They looked great, very in control.
Why don't we just play one half of football?
on the road, controlling the clock, running the ball, like everything seemed to be working. And I've left my house, and I heard about the J.J. Watt sack, and I hear the announcer go, "Oh, it gets him off the field." And then just from that point, it just continuously got worse for you guys. Halftime came
It
around,
started at the kickoff.
and then the kickoff.
That's where it started. The J.J. Watt sack was after the fact. That was after the Texans had a possession, but it should have been much different.
Okay, so now I will give you, because I was at your house, I will give you the 1 minute to tell me what you told me last night about why you think they were robbed or how they weren't robbed.
Well, they were robbed.
And certain ads. Okay, so you have 1 minute to go ahead, and I'll give you 1 minute.
They were absolutely robbed.
Tell me why they were
The player
robbed.
did not take a knee. He did not signal for a fair catch. They say that he gave himself up, and that's common sense, but he didn't. He moved forward and tossed a live football. So anyone arguing that, well, he tossed it forward, okay, give us the safety, give us the ball back, it's 15-0. By rule, it says you have to do one of two things. You have to signal for a fair catch, you have to take a knee, and then it says, and give yourself up, not or give yourself up. And there's nothing in the rule book that says the ref can judge your intent. And that's what they did. And then this referee dressed in all black comes walking out. Who the fuck is that guy?
I
No
don't
one's
know.
ever seen that guy before. What's he doing there? They stole a touchdown from us. At the very least, they stole a safety. It was a huge momentum swing. It started right there. The NFL did not want Buffalo to win that game for whatever reason. It's bullshit. I mean, they still had a chance to win anyway, and Deshaun Watson made a great play in overtime to get through that tackle. He got hit so hard he got away. But 20-0 would have been a lot harder to come back from. That was my minute. That was my minute.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
It's in the rule book. By the rule book, you can't overturn that.
NFL refs are determining what common sense is.
And you can't do that.
People should not determine what common sense
The
is.
head referee called it a touchdown. And then these guys came out and did not follow the rule book and changed it.
Did you think Jared Allen played well?
Josh Allen?
Josh Allen. Jay Allen.
He made some really weird decisions at
What?
certain points in the game.
Okay.
The pitch with 1:04 left to his tight end while he was being tackled made no sense.
If this was a trilogy of mistakes, that was the third part, okay? The first two were basically to win the game. I think it was to win the game, right? To get into field goal range to win the game in regulation time. To take a 15-yard sack loss to barely keep them in field goal range. And then on the next play from scrimmage to take an even bigger sack loss to knock them out of field goal range.
He's got a lot to learn. But he was much better this year than he was last year, and hopefully he continues to develop. And next year, I think we have a really good chance if we fill the pieces that we need. We got a lot of cap space, and everybody wants to come back. Every free agent's like, if they want me, I want to be back here.
Yeah, okay.
So
no, that's fine.
we're in
The
good shape.
future looks bright for them.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, they lost the game. Poor quarterback management.
But he also got us in it.
Yes.
He got us in it.
Yes.
And he kept us in it, and it came down to the last
And that's
play.
okay.
And we haven't had that to cheer for in quite some time.
There's another quarterback that lost the game for their team, Tom Brady. He basically lost the
he's
game
just
for their
old.
team too. Yeah, but he's old. You know, but
Where do you think he's going to go, by the way? I hear the Chargers, maybe. There were some people even saying the Cowboys.
I'm telling you, I don't know if he's going with Josh McDaniels somewhere together, but I don't know why the Bears are not looking at him.
Yeah.
That's got.
Well,
they have a great
because
defense.
I think
they really don't believe in Trubisky.
I think Nagy just has a terrible system. He tried to change the offense, and it didn't work this year. I think Trubisky is better than people are giving him credit for. I think he's what he was 2 years ago, and this year was just Nagy not knowing how to run his offense.
That game, I thought that game was going to be. I'm not surprised. I'm just. I didn't think Tom Brady would play that poorly. I didn't think that they would look. He would look that old, and the team would look that far behind
He's
that
looked
quickly.
that old all year.
Not in the first 10 weeks. The first 10 weeks he did not. It
He was
seemed like
playing shitty
real rapid
defenses.
decline. Like Eli looked bad the entire season.
But keep in mind who they were playing the first 10 weeks of the year. They didn't play anybody until they played the...
He had no help.
Who was it? The Ravens was the first loss that they really got the shit kicked out of them?
Exactly. No one to throw the ball to.
That's the big one to me. He has no weapons.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But the decline, such a rapid decline, to lose to Miami and then to come the week right after and to lose like that at home in the playoffs.
Well, I also want to point out, I do think Tom Brady's old, and I think he is past his prime where he needs to go somewhere else, where he just needs to retire. But he doesn't have anybody to throw to. So some of those plays where you see him throw a ball and the receiver's over here and the ball lands over there, that's also just an inexperienced receiver
that
not
Harry
reading
guy
the defense correctly.
Fucked him 3 or 4 times.
Yeah,
you can tell.
He's Tom Brady's reading the defender and going, okay, he's got to cut that way. I'm going to hit him when he cuts and throws it. And Harry's going, oh, I got to go this way. So it isn't really on Brady. It makes him look worse than he is.
What also stood out to me is how Belichick could not. I mean, Derrick Henry had just as many yards almost in the second half as he did in the first half. They knew what they were doing. They knew what was going on. So they just but they couldn't stop him.
They couldn't stop the run the second half of the season. It didn't matter who they were playing.
And that's what I'm saying. The rapid decline there is what was really surprising to me. I'm happy for the Tennessee Titans. I think
exciting.
It's great for them. You know, I think they're going to be. You know, it adds a lot of. First of all, everyone rooted for the fucking Patriots to lose, so it adds some spice to the playoffs now. I think they're a 9.5-point dog. Who knows?
And I do want to point out now officially, Buffalo is still the only team to go to the Super Bowl 4 straight years, and there is no one that is threatening that.
Yeah,
if the Patriots
we
had
lost
made
them
it,
all.
Why would you want to remember that? I mean, I guess going
because
to it
we have a record.
Yeah, no one's going to.
And
do
we that.
Uh,
have the only quarterback to catch a touchdown pass
Here's how
and
I would
run for 40
rephrase
yards
that.
and then pitch to nobody with a minute 4 left.
Dominated.
No one's ever done that before.
Their conference for 4 years in a row. The way
Patriots
we did.
have dominated it for 14 years.
I know, but I wouldn't say been to the Super Bowl because you lost all 4. You didn't even win one of them. So we
won 4 straight AFC championships.
That's what I would focus on. The good part is my point. That's what I would say. I was very surprised. Well, surprised about how tight it was, but I was happy that Minnesota.
Yeah, that was a great game.
That was a great game. I was really surprised about the tightness of it and the low scoringness of it. I mean, I was just like, I thought this was going to be, if it was going to be tight, it was going to be like 38, 30, 41, something like that. But the fact that they kept it low scoring, I didn't have any problem with the calls at the end.
No, I
didn't
didn't.
think there was
I had a
push-off at the
problem
end.
with
I didn't
it.
either.
You think there was a push off at the end?
I'm not even talking about that. The calls, I'm saying Peyton lost the game for the Saints. What are you doing making Taysom Hill the top? I don't care if he was running people over. You still get the ball to
Michael
Kamara
Thomas,
and you
yeah.
get it to Michael Thomas. What are you doing?
They did not. They didn't seem to.
Why-
It wasn't like a defensive game plan. I thought that.
Yeah, but why are you trying to run all these trick plays with the guy that's a gimmick? I don't care if he ran people over and he had a decent game. He had a
They
decent.
love
He was
trick
wide open
plays in
because
the
they don't even
playoffs.
defend the guy
The
because
Saints
he's
love that shit.
fucking Hill. Throw it to Michael Thomas and let him run people over.
Once
Give
in
it
a
to
while,
Kamara.
yeah.
Let him break down the defense.
Yeah, I thought
They
their
lost
defense.
that game.
Yes,
The play calling lost that game for the Saints.
their
They're a
defense
far
looked
better
bad.
team than the
we got it.
Vikings.
Is that a call? Yeah. Oh, we're taking calls today, ladies and gentlemen. Our first phone caller of 2020. Who is it? Where are you calling from?
This is Josh Martin calling from Los Angeles.
Jesus God. The
Wrong
worst-
number.
What a way to start the decade. What a
I
way
just want
to
to talk
start
about the
it.
Saints getting robbed.
Oh, come on.
We just said there was no robbery. There were no bad calls
The
that were made.
robbery, it was offensive pass interference. He pushed off. We got robbed more every year. NFL just hates us.
Did you see the three Saints fans giving the finger when they kicked the field goal, or there was an extra point?
Yeah.
Right to the camera. Look, I thought your defense did not play well. Am I right, Josh?
Our defense did not play
Your
well.
secondary did not play well. How do you let that ball up to Thielen in overtime? I mean, how do you let someone get... Yes.
Lattimore looked really bad. Janoris Jenkins, he's still new to our defense, so it's kind of he only has 2 weeks with our defense.
Yeah, he came after he said
we
retarded on the Giants and they cut him. He went over to you guys. So you've had 2 weeks
Yeah.
with the Times Man of the Year.
The Giants don't even want.
Yeah.
Also losing our two starting defensive linemen, or starting defensive tackle, starting defensive end. It looks bad. The weird thing is that the Saints have no quarterbacks on the books for next year.
Oh, wow. Tom Brady?
Taysom Hill is a restricted free agent. Drew Brees is in the contract, and Teddy Bridgewater is in the contract. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, Drew will probably
this year's a weird
decide.
year for quarterbacks.
Drew's going to decide probably sooner than later what he's going to do, and I think he's still going to keep playing because he has a lot left in the tank.
Oh, yeah.
He
Dude,
looks
he looked
great.
way better than Tom Brady looked.
He looked great, so I think you get at least another year or two out of him. Get rid of Taysom Hill. Let him go.
Why?
Because he's a
He's a
gimmick. He's
playmaker.
holding the offense back.
He's going to go
Or
to
move him
Patriots
to tight end.
and be the new Wes Welker.
I think Taysom Hill is. I think he believes that he could be the future in New Orleans, and I think he stays because he wants to just be that guy.
Well, yeah, because
I think Bridgewater
your
might
coach
go
is the
because
only
Bridgewater
guy
can
that will
start.
work with him.
Bridgewater can start at another team and get paid this year. I think Taysom Hill thinks, and I feel like he is good. Look at that first pass, that touchdown pass he made. It was a gorgeous pass.
Yeah, but you got to...
I think he can learn from Drew Brees if he just stays with Drew Brees and stay with Sean Payton. I think he's more of a system guy. And if he leaves Sean Payton's system, he's not the same guy at all.
I mean, Drew Brees doesn't play anywhere else. Right?
No.
No one thinks that.
He's either retiring or he's re-signing.
Yeah, he's going to retire or resign, and he's going to end up in New Orleans. I don't think. Yeah, I mean, look, I wasn't upset about any of the calls. I thought it was a fair game. I'm happy for Minnesota. I feel like they finally on the road got a little bit of. Kirk Cousins got a little validation by being able to win a fucking playoff game and shut some people up. And to be honest, I think that might be the game of the week, the Vikings and the 49ers.
Yeah.
That to me, I don't know. I feel like that's my Super Bowl NFC person right there.
What I enjoy
You
will
like the
be
Vikings to the
see-
Super Bowl?
The winner of that game, I think, is going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, you mean
Or
this
go to the
week,
Super
the
Bowl.
Vikings-Niners?
The Vikings-Niners winner,
Okay.
I think, is going to win the NFC Championship. Mark my words right now, Josh Martin.
It will be good to see that Aaron Rodgers is overrated when he loses to the Seahawks this weekend.
That's
I hate
absolutely
the Packers.
going to happen.
The Packers are the most overrated team, and Rodgers is the most overrated quarterback ever, and he will lose to Seattle.
Oh, really? Why do you think he's overrated?
I don't think he's good. I don't think he got to the point where he was blaming the quarterback. He was blaming his head coach for him not playing well. No, he's just not that good.
Well, he had no
He's
one to
an
run the
old
ball
guy.
for many, many years. He had no defense. It was all rested on his shoulders. And, he was trying to get some help. Talent-wise, Josh,
He
you
had
cannot
help
argue
this
that
year.
talent-wise he's not
This
probably...
year he had help, and he still isn't throwing the ball well.
Josh,
He has a
talent-wise,
starting running back.
he is top 3, if not the best quarterback in the NFL. Whether or not he's playing that way right now is a different story. But if you're drafting a team, you're probably taking Aaron Rodgers in the first couple picks as your quarterback, right?
I just want to say Josh tried to trade Aaron Rodgers from me this year, so
Yeah. For fantasy reasons alone, Josh, you should be sucking Aaron Rodgers' cock. Okay?
Yeah, I made the playoffs because I got Aaron Rodgers from Brenton in my fantasy league.
I don't disagree with Josh completely. I don't think he's as bad as Josh says, but I would
No.
take him out of the. Right now, if I was drafting a team, he'd be outside of my top 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He'd be
Top
like
10?
He'd be like 11, 12.
Are you out of your mind, Brendan?
Absolutely not.
Okay, you're going to take all the running quarterbacks before you take him?
Absolutely.
They're going to get hurt, dude.
Doesn't matter. I want to
Who's
win
the
this
best
year.
pure
Let's win this
passer?
year.
Rodgers scrambles.
Yes, of course he does when he needs to.
Does a little bit, yeah.
He knows how to get down. He doesn't get hurt. Dude, I mean, like, he's got the best arm still in the NFL.
Does he?
Okay, so Patrick Mahomes maybe has a better arm than him just by throwing the ball naturally, baseball style. But probably for the last 10 years, it wasn't even a question who had the best arm in the NFL.
Are we forgetting about Josh Allen?
We are forgetting about
Christ
Josh Allen.
almighty. Don't bring up Jared Allen or the British Open. Listen,
Are we
Josh,
forgetting about Danny Dimes,
you relax there. We'll get
the
into
savior of New Jersey?
We'll get into Joe Judge in a second. Josh, I like I said, I wrote you a text message. I felt bad for you. It's a tough loss.
It's a tough loss,
Especially
but,
at home.
You know, now I have to look forward to every British Open every weekend.
You motherfucker. Don't try to sour my parade because your team fucking lost, okay?
The refs
Okay,
fucked him, he said.
My
refs
team will
fucked him.
always be better than your team.
We'll see.
The
Times
Giants
they
look
are
awful.
changing, buddy. The judge is in town. The judge is in
got
town.
two judges in town now.
You guys got the one guy for your head coach who was a wide receiver coach for the Patriots. The biggest problem with the Patriots were their wide receivers.
Josh, listen to me. Josh,
It makes
I
no
thought they
sense.
hired-
Why would you go with that guy?
Josh, I thought they hired Judge Joe. Okay, and I was excited about that at first. I was like, this guy's a disciplinarian. He's going to straighten shit out. Then I heard it was Joe Judge. I had to look him up. Yeah, I said the same thing myself. I go, the Patriots receivers were the worst part of their fucking team. Apparently, this guy studied under Belichick, studied under Nick Saban, and probably was going to be asked to be the offensive coordinator after Josh McDaniels left this year.
Question: when he said it under Nick Saban, was it with the Dolphins?
No, it wasn't. It was Alabama Nick Saban, and maybe 1 year with the Dolphins. I don't know.
I
It was
just wanted
Nick.
to make sure which
It was Nick
Nick
fucking
Saban.
Saban. He didn't go down to Miami and have a lobotomy. He just didn't have a good situation down there. It's still Nick Saban. He knows what he's doing.
He did say no to Drew Brees, though.
Who?
Nick Saban.
It's because of the thing on his face. He likes he likes appearances. Listen, I'm not 100% sold on the guy, but I don't know anything about him. He's 38 years old. He's younger than I am. And that's depressing. And on top of it, he's another offensive guy. So I'm saying to myself, is this really the problem? I mean, I get that we have weapons and to create an offense that is our own and kind of a tailor-made offense to our team would be great, but our defense is fucking terrible. So I'm hoping that someone comes along with a defensive mind and can really straighten it out, because all I'm hearing is this guy, Joe Brown, and then possibly Jason Garrett as the offensive coordinator.
Ugh.
I know.
Ugh.
Dude, there's nothing worse to me than like the feel of a retread in your own division. It's almost like if I broke up with my wife and then like you showed up at a barbecue with her. Like, yeah, okay, you're comfortable. We broke up. Everything's amicable, but like,
Yeah, it's
like
gross.
it's fucking gross,
Good
dude.
luck
Like
trying
you're
to fire
fucking
him.
my wife. Like,
Yeah.
He's just gonna hang out if you try to get rid of him.
like next year, like the same, like we have a barbecue July 4th, my birthday, we're hanging out, and then the next July 4th, you show up, same vibe, but you're with my wife.
You know,
And I'm like, everyone's supposed to be just fucking cool with it.
that whole stretch when the Bills were bad and they were firing coaches and bringing new people in, it seemed like every time they'd hire within the division, and we just never got anywhere.
No,
And
look-
finally, we're getting somewhere because we went outside of our division to hire and bring in a whole team of people that.
We still have other retreads though, like Leslie Frazier coordinating our defense, and
Leslie, well, yeah. I'm talking about guiding
but
the
in
ship.
the division, yeah, it's gross.
Guiding the ship, okay? I need someone not offensively, not from the division. I need a new outside perspective.
Yeah.
And I don't know what this Joe Judge guy's got
Well,
on his mind as far as like scheme wise. They did say that in the room it was the best interview, and some people said it was the best interview they'd ever seen before. Great. Okay, the guy's a great interviewer.
Did
So
Gettleman
what?
say this?
So, Gettleman didn't say that, but that's what, Schefter had sources inside saying that or something. But you don't know if that's true. Who gives a fuck if he
Yeah.
can speak in front of, business dudes?
can he win?
Can he get the team together and win?
I like him. Yeah.
Well, there's a
That's the thing,
stat.
What, Josh? What?
I'm sorry.
Say it
That's the thing,
again?
Can he beat Ron Rivera? Can he beat Ron Rivera? In the
No, he
Redskins?
can't. Ron
You know?
Rivera is a better coach than him right
Yeah,
now.
he is.
Do you understand? We got scooped. We got fucking bamboozled by Gilbert. What's the guy's name? Dan Gilbert?
Yeah,
That fucking guy.
Yeah.
No, Dan Snyder.
Snyder.
but there's a stat that I read
Joe is the
about the former assistants to Belichick and how they do as coaches. And against Belichick, they're 14-14 combined, but against everybody else, they have a losing record. So yeah, they know how to kind of figure out the Patriots, but against everybody else, they can't win.
But a lot of that's Matt Patricia.
Yeah, he's definitely bringing it
look at the
down, but
Lions.
He's such a bad coach.
You think so?
Oh yeah, he always has that pencil in his ear, but he
I'm
never
thinking he's
uses
working
it.
hard, dude. I always think construction guys have pencils in their ears, and I always think it's like a sign of like hard working.
No, he just chews on it.
Shoes on it, that's it. It's his gnaw pencil. Damn, man. I thought about taking up a pencil, just twirling around my fingers so you look like you're doing shit. That's
what
Matt
do you-
Patricia style. First of all, Joe Judge isn't even the most popular judge in New York.
no.
Probably the third. You got Aaron Judge, Judge Judy. She's a New Yorker. And Judge Wapner, too, is probably still pretty popular over there. So he might even be fourth, for all you know.
Yeah, but
a tough thing.
If he wins 10 games, he'll be a god.
If he wins week 1, he'll be a god, and then if he loses week 2, they'll want him fired.
If we look like a decent football team, a competitive football team on a weekly basis, if we lose to teams that we're supposed to lose to, but we're competitive, we beat teams that we're supposed to, and we're fucking fighting against the teams that we're supposed to be really head up against, I'm happy. Be competitive. Week to week.
Question for you, Steve.
What, Josh?
What do you think about the Cowboys with
Mike McCarthy?
Mike McCarthy back? Do you
I think they're
he
racist.
can help it?
Hey, the guy spent a year in a barn.
Mike McCarthy?
He spent a year in a
Yeah.
barn just going over football stuff. He
that
called
was-
it his lab.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was and Herm Edwards also interviewed for the job, and he spent the year with was it Herm Marvin Lewis spent the year with
Okay,
Herm
yeah.
Edwards at
Yeah.
Arizona State, and he
Yeah.
interviewed for the job. I don't know.
I
I think Mike McCarthy's a good coach. What?
I agree.
I talked about it with someone last night. I think Cleveland Browns are the only team without a coach right now. They should just throw all the money at Urban Meyer, give him whatever the fuck he wants, and let him coach that team. He already has a fan base in Ohio.
Yeah, they love him in Ohio.
Everyone would get behind him.
He's a college coach, Josh. He should go to Notre Dame, take all the money they have over there, win them a national championship, and then retire before his heart fucking literally explodes on
Is
the
it his
sideline.
heart or is it his mind? He's
What?
got like the
They're all connected.
thing in the brain.
Yeah, something's going to give real soon. So I think I'd rather see Urban Meyer die on the sidelines of
Notre Dame
of
game.
Notre Dame.
They could pray for his soul.
Yeah, rather than the Cleveland Browns. And I just because I think he'll get more respect if he dies in Notre Dame.
Yeah, if he dies at Notre Dame, they're going to do a whole thing. If he dies in Cleveland, they're going to be like, yeah, this is just another thing about being a Browns fan.
Dog pound.
There's a difference between having the ability to scheme and create and then there's the ability to lead and be able to capture the attention of young fucking well-paid athletes who are not there because you asked them to be there. Mm-hmm. They're there because we wanted them there. We needed them there, and they're filling in gaps. That's what I think the big difference between the college coaches and these guys come in like, we got a great scheme. They wow at interviews. They wow at with being able to show X's and O's. But then when you get them in front of people, not like, hey, I recruited you, right? You wanted to come here. I wanted you to come here. Great, we're here together. This is like, hey, we needed you. We don't necessarily maybe like you as a person, but we need you on our team to fill this void and get along with these other 52 guys. And that's the hardest thing about coaching. That's where I think if you can get someone to do both those things, that's where you win. So, like the guy in Carolina that they gave 60 or 65 million to.
Yeah, Matt Rule.
The Giants, I'm telling you, I think we may have sidestepped because they were going to take him. He's from New York.
He wanted to go there.
He wanted to go there. The Carolina Panthers wouldn't let him leave or go to the interview. And they offered everything. But, I mean, think about that. That's $60 million you're going to have to pay a guy that in 2 or 3 years you may not be working. It may not be a situation. And now you have to eat $50 to $5 million maybe in a buyout.
But their owner's a billionaire, and he's willing to take that gamble to try to win.
He's willing to take that gamble
It's a
now.
$1 billion corporation.
But when it doesn't work out, and then they go to cut payroll because the team's been losing money or this and that, that's when those are the long term effect by these poor decisions. Because I understand they're billionaires, but when you see like this business is constantly losing money, this business being the Carolina Panthers, businessmen still go, well, then let's right the ship, like what the Boston Red Sox are doing, cutting payroll to get under the luxury cap. Because whether or not you're a billionaire, you didn't become a billionaire by having your businesses lose money every year. And so that's what happens. These long-term effects of these bad contracts, they go on for years and years after because some owner went, hey, this is the guy I think is going to lead us to a championship. Now, I could be wrong. Look at what they did in San Francisco. They signed Lynch, the GM, to a 6-year deal. We were like, what the fuck are they doing? And they signed Schottenheimer, I think, to a 5-year deal. So it's like, well, they could be eating that. But now they're in a situation where 2 years in, they got a great young team that is really, really good. That has a window for Super Bowls now for the next couple of years. They're set up. They don't have to worry about contracts or who's going to get paid or who's going to leave. So it works both ways. But $60 million to be the 4th or 5th highest paid NFL coach without having one single game of experience.
Oh, I think he's worth that, though. I think coaches have been underpaid for a long time as far as NFL level. And then look at Gruden's contract.
Certain ones have been, but throwing money at unproven commodities.
If you want your coach, that's what you got to pay.
Well, that's the thing. Yes, it's a gamble.
He called the Giants and asked if they'd match the offer, and they wouldn't.
Well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. I don't know what they gave Joe Judge. I don't even like saying that fucking name, Joe Judge.
Sounds made up.
That's what I don't understand. Why give that guy $60 million when, like, Mike McCarthy, Ron Rivera, like, proven coaches should be the ones making that kind of money?
Yes. Yeah. Belichick, guys like that. Yeah, I don't mind you paying Ron Rivera $60 million. What did he get, by the way? I don't even know. And Dan Snyder's got...
I'm sure it's not even close to 60.
It's got to be pretty good, though, because, I mean, he took that.
Good.
Jeez.
But also, if a coach gets fired from a team, they have to pay the remainder of his contract unless he gets another job in which... Yeah. So if I was a coach, I would just stay unemployed for a year.
Exactly. Go to your man cave and study film like Mike McCarthy.
It wasn't a man cave. It was a barn.
A barn, excuse me. By the way, you know who should have fucking walked away? Jason Garrett looked like this was a bad week for him.
It was a really bad week.
And that's why I think the Giants will hire him. They honestly feel bad for him at this point. Because I mean, how long that process went on for, I don't know whose fault it was. Hearing now that it was like...
It was Jerry Jones's fault.
Jerry
Fire the
Jones-
guy.
Definitely Jerry Jones.
Fire the guy week
hey,
14.
if we can't find a good enough candidate or I'm not impressed enough with these candidates, then we'll hire you back. And it's like, you can't do that. And then, of course, Jason Garrett's like, well, I'll wait here, you know? And I'm like, man, you have no fucking backbone
Nope.
at all. You got to walk away. You got to walk away. Go get another job. Make yourself unavailable. Make yourself the one that's wanted. Go to Cleveland. Fucking wow them. But
Do you know who's happy that Jason Garrett isn't there anymore? Dak Prescott.
yeah, I'm sure.
Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, and if they re-sign Amari Cooper, who's a free agent, if they re-sign Amari Cooper and the three of them under a Mike McCarthy offense, I think could be really fucking good.
Kellen Moore's gone. All of them are gone, right? The whole staff, or is it just Jason Garrett?
No, Kellen Moore's staying.
He's staying on.
I
Yeah,
think
they
it was the
announced that
entire
today.
staff.
We have
Yeah.
two disagreeing opinions here.
No, I was told. I read today that Kellen Moore is staying. I mean, check
Really?
right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, yes.
Yeah, he's expected to remain the offensive coordinator.
People were wondering why Byron Leftwich didn't get any interviews this year, which I'm surprised at, but kind of not because
That's
there-
what I.
Yeah, 30
that's what I-
interceptions.
30 interceptions. He did have 30 touchdowns, but
30 interceptions? I can't get past
maybe
that.
they say 30 interceptions. I'm thinking 30 interceptions at that point. That's not a scheme thing. That's a decision-making problem, right?
But you
know?
got to scheme around those decisions.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if my scheme has to include, like, hey, don't cross the street when there are cars in the road, like, at that point, you know, it's like, I don't know how much I have to spell out for you here. And, like, don't throw the team with the other jersey on. Like, basically, maybe one or two of those is on me, but you got to eat two or three of those.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe some coaches are just a year or two away, though, too.
yeah, and then also the defensive coordinator for, Perriman from
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
He's been coaching a while, too.
He didn't get a job. But you know what? Fuck it, man. Someone's going to get the Cleveland job.
I'm very surprised the coaching stuff happened so quickly, and no one from like major teams got taken. Like no one from the Ravens got taken. No coordinators from there got taken.
The defensive
No one
coordinator.
from the 49ers have been taken. It's weird that they're hiring all these other guys and not looking at these teams who are that. Like Baltimore's defense has been good
Yeah.
every fucking year for the past few years. So why is that defensive coordinator not being looked at all?
Because-
So that's why I think the Browns might be waiting till some of these teams get out so they can interview their
Oh, there's
coordinators.
still a great. I mean, if you can get Josh McDaniels right now, I don't know if the Browns are interested in him, but I'm sure they probably are. There's a couple people that are still, you know, working on their playoff teams that are will be available later on. But yeah, it seems like when you see the guy you want, you got to throw a fucking Brinks truck at him because that's how it is now. So. And I don't even know how the Rooney Rule works. It seemed like Dallas interviewed two people, and that, I mean, one of them was black and one of them was white. I guess that's good enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was surprised at how much money Carolina gave away, at who the fuck Joe Judge is, and how really pathetic Jason Garrett came off looking. Almost to the fact, I think that if the Giants don't give him the job, he'll just have to take a year. He's gonna have to take a year off, cleanse himself of Dallas. Like if I'm the Giants, you think I want Jason Garrett like coaching against the fucking Cowboy? Like this guy loves them.
Yeah.
He loves them. So I don't even want them. You know, like give that guy a year. Like I want to see that gleam for the Cowboys gone from your eyes in a year or so. So I'm like fuck. I just hope he walks away with a little bit of dignity. All right, Josh. You
All right,
still there?
guys, I gotta go. Remember, yes, Zion Williamson will be back playing hopefully next week, within the week, which is exciting for my Pelicans.
It's
And
exciting for
Buck
the
Anthony
NBA.
Davis
He's
is back.
never playing. That guy's never going to be
Oh,
healthy.
my
I'm telling you
God.
right now,
Lucas
his career
Hurl.
is doomed. His career. Have you seen
Oh.
him? Have you seen him walk?
The new walk or the old walk?
The old walk. You can't teach a man. I don't care if he's 21, whatever. You can't teach a new man how to walk.
Oh my God!
He's
No, I
19
didn't
years
see it.
old.
He's 19. I still don't care.
Is he like a businessman
He
now?
lumbers. He lumbers when he walks. It's painful to see. You can hear the aches and pains, and he's younger than 20. And that running with that weight, he's 280 pounds
Let's
on
just
a
see him play a
6'7"
game, though. I know I
body.
want to see him play a game, though.
Yeah, I want to see him play a game. I do. I just hope he's not Greg Oden 2.0.
Oh my gosh, Josh, did you hear that? 2.0 Greg Oden. Damn, dude. He was a big bust. That could be big for you guys.
Zion will be great. He lost weight. The Pelican coaches have him on a very strict diet.
What is it? I need
weight.
it. Oh my god.
He's learning how to walk and run, completely different than what he used to do. And because that's why the entire shoe blowout happened. Was part of it was the shoe. Also, just the way he ran was the reason why his foot completely blew out his shoe.
I had 4 meatballs for lunch today.
Nice.
Well, the good news, Josh, is he's only guaranteed $20 million.
All right, Josh, be good, buddy. Yeah, I had 4 meatballs for lunch today.
Nice.
Tracy made meatballs and spaghetti last night, and then we had some meatballs left over. So I crushed those, and she's like, "Really? Meatballs for lunch? I thought you were." I was like, "That's healthy."
Fun fact: if he hits 5.5, he starts gagging. So 4 is his limit.
4 was perfect today. By the way, my buddy Nick, we were together a lot. Penn State Nick. Shout out to Penn State Nick. It's gonna. I wish we can get some wagers on it. He told me he's gonna destroy you, and I'm not talking about destroy. Words were being thrown around. The figures of like 15 to 20 were being thrown around easily. So I was like, "Hey, man, you're talking a big game.
He's going to defeat me by 15 to 20?
15 to 20 is like what he's expecting
or
to do
he's
minimum.
expecting to eat
15 to 20 minimum.
Because if he was going to beat me by 15 to 20, that's insane.
No. But 15 to 20 minimum. Like that's not like that's what he expects to just barely get to.
Yeah, maybe, but you thought you were going to beat me.
I know.
Badly.
So I told him the same thing too.
You're inviting in your fatter friends. You're just going to keep bringing in fatter friends, fatter after fatter after fatter,
he's just
and
motivated.
I'll just take them all down.
He's motivated and he's angry. And he's really got nothing else going on besides he's got a great family and stuff, but the fact that he could out-eat you would be a really great thing for him. And I think he can do it. He told me he went to his mother's house and ate 9 in 3 minutes of decent-sized meatballs too.
I ate my mom's meatballs.
I know. I'm just saying,
9
man.
meatballs. Mama, she
Dude.
makes the best meatballs.
What if his mom's not making them though?
What if
it's someone else?
Yeah, let's get a
Foreign
neutral
balls?
meatball.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is we probably will never have him out here. He doesn't fly. No, he
Too big to fly.
Rarely comes out here. But I mean, to have it together would be the best case scenario. But I think we're going to have it
We'll have
West
to go
Coast,
to
East
him.
Coast.
We'll
if
have
you
to
want
go to
come
him.
on out, come on out to him.
Yeah.
We could
And then
have him
we'll
on
his
that
mother's
TV.
balls.
We could have him on that TV.
There's ways to cheat.
But he's going to eat his
It's gotta
mother's balls.
Be, yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
It's
He's
got to
eating
be
whole
in
balls.
the
He's
same
gonna eat
room,
his mother's balls.
and it's got to be a neutral ball.
Speaking of gambling on shady situations, break down this whole Bachelorette $1 million winning, because this is a perfect marriage into The Bachelor, which I think we're going to have to do again.
Well, it started, didn't it?
Started this past week.
So we need to start watching.
Didn't do it because I wanted to talk to you first.
didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either.
I don't plan on watching it unless we end up doing it, which I guess you guys can let us know if you want us to do it again. We'll do it. But
look.
I wasn't a fan of the show.
I want to do it. I want to do it.
Lucas, you
All
don't
right.
want to do it. You say you want to do it.
No, I want to
until
do
you're
it.
in
It was hard to watch.
Until on Tuesday, you are on Hulu, fast forwarding through commercials, right? Just to watch this show where you're like, is my brain, could it get any more stupid? And
I
you
can't
just
wait.
are doing it because of this podcast.
I can't wait.
It's the opposite of what we love to do watching football.
Yeah, but my heart gets broken in football, so I can only be fulfilled.
This is your heart broken because you broke it.
Okay,
You're the dumb
I can
one.
take a voluntary.
You're the one watching this fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Second call. If this is Josh Martin, we're gonna hang up. Hey, you're on the podcast. Welcome.
How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes. Who's this?
Tyler from Oregon.
Tyler from Oregon.
How you doing, Steve?
Good, man. How are you?
Good.
Jesus.
Just working a little bit. I heard you guys talking about the Bachelorette, and I was been thinking for a while that maybe you should. Have you heard of the challenge on MTV? You know what that is?
No. What's that?
It's like a reality-style show where people from Road Rules, Real World come together. They do like a challenge where they compete in different competitions, try to win money. They live in a house together. Shit happens.
Really?
In the house,
Did it
talk
just
shit about
start?
each other. What was that?
Did it just start?
No, they just ended one of their seasons, but they usually have one coming out one after the other. They're on like season 30 something.
I'll take a look at it. I never heard of it. The challenge. How many? Like, is it like? Do they start with like 10 or 12 people and they just whittle it down to one?
Yeah, it'd be probably even more than that, like 30 or so.
Jesus.
Last few seasons have been up there.
And then what do you win? Your dignity back?
Have you ever heard of Johnny Bananas?
Johnny Bananas. Yeah, people say I look like that guy. Before I got fat.
He's that show. He's the Tom Brady of that show.
He's the Tom Brady. Wait, there's a Tom Brady of fucking. So he's been on for what, 22 years, just dominating?
He's been on a lot of them. I think he's got like 6 or 7 rings from it.
God, this is amazing. I'm gonna have to look into this thing.
Maybe one of the most infamous moments from the series was he won one of the challenges with a girl who was his partner all season. But he was the first one to complete it, so he got the option of splitting the paycheck or taking it all for himself. He's like, it's not a fucking choice. I'm taking it all. And he left her with nothing. Took like $200,000 out of her pocket or something.
Oh, really? All right, I'm going to look into this because this is the kind of thing I'm like, well, yeah, if there's cruelty involved, I'm down. Because that's the one thing I like about The Bachelor is that there's a lot of cruelty involved. And so, and people, and they are just vicious to each other. And so that's the only thing that keeps me going. So as long as there's a little bit of that, I'll take a look at it. But thanks for the suggestion, man.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, love the show. Thanks for
Appreciate it, brother.
all you guys do.
Thanks, man. Be well. Happy 2020.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We'll
Take
look
it easy,
into the fucking challenge, I guess. I never heard of it. Theo Vaughn, was he on it? Was that something he was on?
He did Road Rules way back in the
Road
day.
Rules challenge.
I wonder if he's ever gone up against Johnny Bananas. This Johnny Bananas guy, I don't know if you ever pull a picture up of this guy, or we can't right now, but yeah, people say I look like him, or they write to me that I look like him all the time. One of my doppelgangers.
Oh, I see it, especially with the beard.
Yeah, right? It's, I lost the beard. I didn't lose it. I shaved it off. It got fucking pretty unruly.
Itchy?
Yeah, it was like getting like, because the gray hairs come in any direction they feel like it. So the rest of the red part of the beard was good, manageable, would like, I'd be able to like condition it and like comb it and like make it. But the other ones were just all over the place. It was terrible. So I finally got rid of it the new year. But tell me about this Bachelorette gambling situation. So she was a contestant?
Ongoing. She was, her and her husband met on Bachelors in Paradise in like 2016. They got married. They have some kids. And they're now like social media influencers in LA. And so what they had been doing all season long was in DraftKings, you can enter a maximum of 150 lineups in the $1 Million contest. Mm-hmm. They were both entering 150 lineups each. She won this week. She had the top lineup amongst several others that were sprinkled in the top like 300. And so DraftKings tweeted at her, "Do you accept this rose for $1 million?" And she replied like, "Oh yes." And there were a lot of rose emojis. And then someone pointed out like, "Hey, look at her husband's like lineups and look at her lineups. Out of 300 lineups, 298 were unique lineups," which is very, very, it raises a lot of red flags. Yeah. The likeliness that they didn't collude, which is against the player rules, and you could be banned for it, is highly unlikely. And if you look at the breakdown of their teams, she basically went all AFC quarterbacks. He went all NFC quarterbacks, and then they mixed and matched the skill players. So DraftKings deleted their tweet where they congratulated her. As of now, they still haven't paid out the money. Now, when I won, I got it on Tuesday.
Win?
I won week 6, and I.
What did you win though?
$1 million. So I requested
$1 million.
I requested it on Sunday to be taken out immediately.
I hate the fact you even.
4 lineups, by the way, not 150. 4. I made 4 lineups, and I won on 2 of them.
4 lineups, $20 a piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
and you won $1 million.
They haven't paid her, and now she's threatening. Obviously she has a lawsuit where she could get the money from them, but they could prove that she colluded. And then the guy who came in second, he already got a lawyer. And he's suing DraftKings saying that there was collusion there and he deserves the $1 million. So there's all this drama going on, and it becomes very interesting. And then it raises the question, well, maybe DraftKings should just make it so you get 1 lineup and that's it.
That's what fair. I thought was going on. I think you get one $20 entry.
Do that. They would never do that.
Well, here's the thing. Collusion's probably been going on since the beginning of DraftKings in those matchups.
Yes.
Because you have these guys.
Inside information probably was very.
Exactly, and I've only been playing a short amount of time. I recognize all the names that are consistently at the top of these contests because these guys play every day. They max out their money and they work together. So
let's take a call.
It's the CEO of DraftKings calling us.
Hey, what's up? You're on What's the Odds podcast. Who's this?
I was just watching Punch Drunk. I can't believe this number works.
You son of a bitch. Eric Oligny from New York City. How are you, buddy?
What's up, guys?
Happy New Year, man.
Yeah. Happy New Year to you guys. Great time last year with the podcast.
Absolutely.
I'm glad Brenton won $1 million.
Yeah. Well,
and 10,000.
I guess they're going to start to figure out, DraftKings, that me and Brenton colluded together to win that $1 million.
What are you talking about?
Wait, what?
What are you talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I haven't received any of my money yet. Under the table or whatnot.
Can you name one player that was on my lineup that
All
week?
of them.
Okay, go ahead.
Ready for this?
Who's quarterback?
I'll tell you this. I knew you had the San Francisco defense because they almost shut out the fucking Rams.
Okay.
Wow. I just named one player on your fucking
You
team.
just said all of them. Name all of them.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Okay.
I remember that one too. And
Okay.
the other ones that I have a screenshot.
You remember? What do you mean you remember? You picked them apparently.
I picked those two. Thank you, Your Honor. I rest my case. Anyway, Oligny, are you aware of this whole bachelorette cheated with her boyfriend, colluded on DraftKings?
I did not hear about it. I'll go read it later.
Yeah.
I worked for The Bachelor for 3 years. So.
She won $1 million and she colluded with her boyfriend. Basically, do you think she had anything to do with this, or do you think it was all her husband?
People were grabbing screenshots of old tweets of hers where she's like, "Oh, I have to host a Super Bowl party. I hate football. Oh, I don't get fantasy football. I don't like this."
So this is not something that she's saying that she's doing every week.
She's not a known expert, whereas maybe
neither are you, dude. And you won $1 million.
Well, I am now. I've won twice.
But she could say the same thing too.
Not when you're throwing 150 lineups every week, and then,
that's a lot of lineups. And to be, I mean,
and out of 4 games, that's not a whole lot of combinations.
I knew in the beginning they had to regulate because people at DraftKings were making big time bets at FanDuel and vice versa. Because if you work on the inside of those places, you know where if you're so if you know. If you're running we're doing a fantasy 200 people, and you know everyone's taking Ezekiel Elliott, well, you're going to take somebody else because there's the odds, obviously. So if they know who everyone else is taking, they can then go somewhere else with that information.
Yeah.
And to use it there, and they were doing that a lot, but I guess there was a
here's the
rule that
question.
stopped it.
Was it like a
them.
shotgun effect, or did she like shoot a lot of shots just to hit one target, or did she she played one game and won?
No, they shot 200 fucking
300 between her and her husband.
300 times
okay,
$20.
I don't think there's any collusion there.
Yeah, but
there is though,
because he took like certain AFC quarterbacks and she took NFC quarterbacks. And out
of the 300 lineups, 298 were unique. So if they weren't working together, the odds of only 2 lineups being the same, it's impossible.
Yeah, that's
out of only 4, if it was a full slate, every team's still playing, then maybe. But out of 4 games, there's only so many combinations.
I don't know what the buy-in was. Was it?
It was 25 each. So they spent like $7,500
to win $1 million.
Yeah,
which is nothing to those people. They make so much money off the internet.
Now, if they found a hole in the game and they found some sort of loophole, then I'm okay with it. That happens all the time. They got to correct it. But if it's written in the bylaws that you're not allowed to draft teams with other people in the room or collude with other players in the same thing, well, then you're fucked. You're busted. I mean, if that's a set situation.
Sounds like a healthy marriage, though.
Are they married?
Yeah, they're married.
And they met on The Bachelorette?
In Paradise. Bachelor in Paradise, yeah.
I thought that was the one where everyone just fucks everyone.
Well,
really?
they stayed
The
together.
most scandalous Bachelor.
I wonder if they can make it through Bachelor in
That's the one where the
Paradise.
producer jumped out of a window.
And where? Onto the sand?
No, the Bachelorette people caught, I guess Bachelor in Paradise, I was working with the show at the time. They caught one of the producers in a room with one of the contestants, and I guess he jumped out of a window and broke his leg.
Oh, jeez. That's how they were in Paradise, though. Where was he going? To hell?
I guess he was just not trying to get caught by the production team.
Oligny, question for you as a fellow AL East fan. Are you upset about these new allegations about the Red Sox stealing signs during their championship run?
It's getting so stupid. They really need to regulate it. They need to figure out a way to regulate it and get rid of it.
Did you want to hear what their ways of regulating it were going to be? It's pretty ridiculous. They want to get like lights on the fucking mound. They want to get so that I guess, different colored lights on the mound. They want to get a wrist monitor or something for the pitcher and the catcher that it aggregates some sort of like random number or whatever, and that would be the number pitch that they're trying every single way they possibly can to fix this.
I got an idea. Get a wristwatch for both the pitcher and the catcher.
Well, that's
There's watches now that track how much calories and all this shit.
Well, that's what they're saying.
Like, says yes or no, and you put in the pitch, and it goes on the watch, and you put yes or no.
That's what they want to do. But I mean, the reason this is happening now is, and I was explaining to my sons, I'm like, they didn't come up with a new way to cheat. They're not cheating in a new way. They're stealing signs. It's been around forever, but using the technology and having this now, all these camera angles to be able to
the way the
Astros
did it was way out of line. It was like the worst. That was the worst case of cheating since the old White Sox or Black Sox.
The Red Sox seem to be studying more and then using that information on the field. But either way, they got to figure out how to correct this, because I mean, does it taint the World
Houston
Series?
Was doing a whole fucking ensemble of stomp whenever they would have a player come up to bat.
Do you think does it taint the World Series for you? I mean, obviously, if you're a Red Sox fan, you probably don't give a shit. You're like, fuck it, I don't care, we won. But it does. I look at it.
It taints the Astros for me, and I love the Astros. I like them a lot, and it tainted them for me after watching them. I was like, man, they were so good, and then I go, oh, well, that's why they were so good.
Aaron, didn't you say that the Red Sox were not doing it during the playoffs, or they said they weren't accused?
They said that MLB has monitors. Like people in there to make sure that doesn't happen in the playoffs.
During the playoffs,
yeah,
that they don't steal signs during. Well,
that they can't go into replay.
Which is why Houston was doing it the whole time, anyways.
I mean,
Houston used it the most in the playoffs.
If you get home field advantage, you probably don't even need to do it in the playoffs. Then, I think having home field advantage most of the time. Is the advantage you want in the playoffs to begin with. So if you can cheat during the regular season to get there, then you've already got your advantage. You've already done it. That's what the Red Sox had the best record when they went on their run. The Astros had the best. Getting that home field advantage of those wins during the regular season add up. And so if you don't use it in the playoffs, who gives a fuck, because you're already at home. But I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what sort of steps they're going to be taking to correct it, but something's got to be.
They need to correct it, because it's upsetting to people like me who are fans of a team that only pays $30 to $40 million a year for their salary, and it's like, we know we have like basically a 0.9 chance of winning the World Series every year. Yeah, and we finally had a chance this year, and who do we face? We face the Astros, who are cheating.
Well, and on top of that, no. Do you think that they're going to continue to look at this as harshly as they do steroids, gambling? Or, I mean, because at some point...
I would say even worse than steroids.
At some point, you're going to...
This hurts the game worse.
You're going to come up with names. So what do you do with those names? Is it going to be a player?
The thing with steroids, it creates home runs. With this creates doubles, singles, home runs.
Oh,
I mean, it creates
manipulates everything. But I'm saying, like, if you do find someone, you do come up with names. Is it a year-long suspension? Is it a lifetime suspension? Like, you have to really then lay down the law, and I think that's what's going to be next. Someone is going to get suspended for a very, very long time, or maybe forever, and I think that's what puts a stop to it. That's the only thing that truly.
And the problem with it is you have to. It's the team. It's not just the player. It's the team has to be fined too. The team has to be fined $1 million.
The team should be fined fucking hundreds of millions of dollars.
And draft picks.
Right.
They should have to do 5
draft picks, definitely.
You know what really would help out too? 5 or 10 or 12 home games, either for free or with no fans there. You got to play them empty fucking stands.
I love that.
Empty stand, because that's going to hit your bottom line. It does fuck the fans, because they don't get to come to the game. Or I say they get to come in for free. And the food's for free, and everything's fucking for free. Everything. 10 games. That should be... You're going to lose. And trust me, they're not going to do it again.
That would never happen.
Well...
The league wants to get paid.
Never. They would never give us anything for free.
I know, but I'm saying, like, that's how you fuck a team, though. And draft picks.
I think you suspend a manager.
Suspend?
Maybe an entire season.
Oh, that will happen.
Well,
yeah,
look what
that's
they
a
did
good
with-
idea.
what
Because
they-
the draft picks won't hurt them. Baseball draft picks don't matter.
The Saints really were the biggest when they had the whole year with
Bounty Gate.
The Bounty Gate. They lost their whole basically their their coach and everyone else for a year. And I this is way worse to me. This affected championships. This wasn't like singling out certain players to possibly hurt them. This is like the affecting the results of the fucking sport. So a year minimum. I'm saying you got to hit one person life.
Yeah.
Pete Rosem, and then you hit the other people the next level down at least a year.
AJ Hinch.
Yeah, I mean,
all those guys.
AJ Hinch, yeah, definitely. He's responsible.
Try explaining to my 7-year-old why Domingo Germán's suspended for 63 games starting the next year off.
Domestic violence?
Yeah, he can't keep. Yeah, try explaining domestic violence to my 7-year-old because he can't keep his hands to himself. He's like, but the Red Sox cheated. I go, I know. I don't get it either, buddy. It's all arbitrary. Oligny, thanks for calling in, buddy. How's New York treating you?
It's great. Yeah, we're doing good over here. We're going to do a Brody show at the Creek in the Cave on February 19th.
Excellent. I'm going to be part of the show on the 19th of January, I think, at the store. We're doing one, right? Mm-hmm. Rath called me. So, yeah. Awesome, buddy. Be well. I'll talk to you soon.
Let the fans know, too, we're going to do fantasy baseball this year.
Yes, we're going to do fantasy baseball. That's going to be part of our Patreon pitch we're going to throw at them in a minute. So, yeah, fantasy baseball, full-time job coming our way. Thank you for helping us set it up.
All right, guys. Have a great week.
All right, brother. Be well. All right, so let's get to Jesus Christ, people. It's becoming a popular podcast. You're on What's the Odds with Steve Renazizi. Who's this?
Hey, it's Brenton's little brother, Ryan.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, shit.
Look who it is. Did he talk about his big $1 million win at Christmas time? Did he lord it over your heads?
No, not at all.
Really?
I'm a humble guy, Steve.
What about the 10,000? Did he make it rain in the living room?
No, he mentioned the 10,000. He bought us all a round of drinks, but
a round of drinks in Ohio
and dinner.
Daddy Warbucks.
Yeah, and dinner. That's right.
Yeah.
Wow, dinner. Are you at all? Does this bother you that your brother's doing this, or that he's successful at it, or is it just, or do you find it funny?
No, I mean I won my fantasy football league off of his advice.
Thank you.
Damn, man. Did you win $1 million?
Yeah.
Do you do fantasy, like daily fantasy
No.
like he does?
No, I don't do that. We just did an office league.
And you won. Did I give you
I
any
won,
good
yeah.
advice, or is it all him? Did I throw anything into the mix here?
You came in 8th place, Steve.
God damn, dude. Fuck. How was your holiday, man? Are you the married one?
It was good. It
or
was
the
good,
not
yeah.
married one?
He's not married.
He's not married?
No, I'm not
He's
married.
the one that works for the Frisco Rough Riders in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're going to a game, buy tickets from Ryan.
Frisco Rough. Which
Yeah.
city they playing? Houston or Dallas?
No, we're in Dallas.
Dallas, the Big D.
Yeah, we're the AA for the Rangers.
Are you? Do you know your brother got an 82-inch TV? By the way, I don't know what you're watching TV on.
Yeah.
Your brother's TV is pretty fucking big, man.
Like a 50-something.
Oh, excuse us. Yeah, all the biblical homes are doing well. All right. Anything else we can help you with? We're gonna wrap up our football picks here.
Oh yeah, I was gonna comment further. Mom and Dad told me that you gave Brenton a minute to talk about the Bills and how they got robbed in the game.
Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah. It was over. That we already did it. So, do you have anything else to add to it or no?
I don't know if Brenton mentioned this, but if
Christ.
you take it back to Clemson and South Carolina this year,
what?
Same exact play happened. Clemson got a touchdown off of it. Kicked the ball off. South Carolina runner got it. Indicated to his team, hey, I'm not returning this. He's deep in the end zone. He tosses the ball off to the ref. Ref doesn't take the ball, throws down the live ball marker. Clemson picks it up, scores a touchdown. And then on the flip side, to go against the common sense argument, you have a UNT versus Arkansas 2 seasons ago.
Good lawyer.
UNT guy, calls a fair catch, everything like that, gets the ball, everyone on the field stops, but obviously he doesn't take the knee. Play is not down. UNT guy takes the ball all the way, returns it for a touchdown.
And guess
Yeah,
what,
making a lot
Steve?
of
Brett
sense.
Hall was in the crease, and Frank Wycheck threw a forward lateral.
Yep.
The NFL hates us. They don't want us to win.
Yeah.
Are you comparing
Bills Mafia in
We're just
Miami is
gonna
not what
keep
they
NFL
wanted.
breaking all the
wild card
tables
playoff
until we
game
win.
to a Clemson regular
No one will
season?
have a table until we win, Steve.
Nobody gives a fuck.
We're gonna break them all. We're breaking
Hey,
your back
I'll
over
tell you
one.
what. I'm psyched for Buffalo when they win.
Tables sold out in Houston.
Of course they did. They're very rabid fans. I'm excited for you. I want you to win too, but I want you to realize when you lose why you lost.
We lost because the
No,
ref in
you
the black
lost
shirt
because your
came out of
quarterback
nowhere.
Wasn't ready for the moment. That's why
Well,
you lost.
no, we
And
lost
you-
because we couldn't wrap
and
up
let's
Deshaun
take it up
Watson
to
on
that
that. What
blindside
should
block
have
on Cody
been.
Ford in
Actually,
overtime.
Ryan, I
Dan
looked.
Marino
Nah,
came out too and said that
let's
the
not bring
rules
that
need to
up.
be changed.
Oh my God.
Hey, the blindside block, I looked into it further, and they changed the rule in 2019 that the offensive player cannot be facing his end zone. Otherwise, it is by rule a blindside, even if he squares up the player. So technically, that was a blindside block. However, the refs 2 plays before that missed a helmet-to-helmet on Josh Allen when he was running the ball, and that should have been a 15-yard penalty, and we would have had it 1st and 10 from the 27, just needing a field goal to win.
Yep.
All right. Well, I can't. I gave you a minute, Biddlecombs. Don't gang up on me, okay?
Hey, he brought mom and dad into this.
I know he brought your
You let him
parents. And that's
talk.
why I showed him. Give him a little more. That's very smart move, by the way, by starting off with my parents. You know that's gonna. I'm Irish Catholic. That's gonna snap me into line. I hear my parents are
I'm the
coming, and
baby
next
in
thing
the
you know,
family.
I don't want to get in trouble. Is what I'm saying. All right. My mom's probably not listening. So, but you got your minute. You've made your bitch. I understand the ball's shaped strangely. It's gonna bounce weird. It's not fair 100%, but you got to realize your quarterback learned a lot. Do I expect him to play like that next year when you make the playoffs? No.
When? I like that. I like
Yes.
that attitude.
Look at Deshaun Watson. Last year he got his fucking tits lit up.
They have a hard schedule.
And look what he did this year. He didn't give up when they were
That'll
down
make us
16-0.
ready. The hard schedule will make
You're
us
not
ready.
listening to me. I'm trying to give you the answer to the question you've been searching for. You've been looking in college fucking regular season games with your brother for the answers. The answers are right in front of you. Josh Allen wasn't ready for the moment.
And therefore, we would have lost this next week. However, we don't even get the opportunity because they stole the game from us.
Baby Biddlecombe, we got to go. We got to go, buddy. Are you
right.
All right. I hope that you are can get over it because I think you guys have a great window in front of you. The Patriots are going to suck. The Jets suck.
Yes.
It's your division for the next couple of years.
Receiver special teams coach is their head coach, and Jason Garrett's going to be their offensive coordinator.
We took the best coach off the Patriots, not named Belichick. You're welcome, Buffalo. We helped you out, all right? We got to go. We're doing picks now. It's my son's birthday. I got to get home for fucking cake. I'll talk to you later.
Go Bills.
All right. Let's
Go
break
Bills.
down these games this week, guys.
All right,
Let's break
so
them
the
down.
first game on Saturday, we've got Minnesota at San Francisco. It's a 44.5 over-under, and San Francisco is getting 7 points at home.
As I told you before, I think the winner of this game represents the NFC in the championship, Super Bowl. This was a tough game. Looking at this game, coming off of last week, which I can't remove myself from how Minnesota played last week on the road against a really tough team, a great quarterback. It's tough to look. Kirk Cousins coming up that big. I think Minnesota's going to win this game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think Minnesota covering for sure. But I think there's a chance. I mean, if I had any balls, I'd put it on the money line that Minnesota would win. Because I think that they can. It's going to come down to Garoppolo and Kirk Cousins. And I think that Kirk Cousins has proven himself. Not that Jimmy Garoppolo has not. Because he went on the road to Baltimore and almost won. But I believe that Kirk Cousins is in a situation now where he feels like it's him against the world. And I don't know. I think they can do it. I really do. I think they cover for sure.
Here's what I think. I think you're going to see Deebo Samuel have a game like DK Metcalf, and it's going to be his coming out party, and he's going to score 2 touchdowns, and San Francisco's going to roll by at least 10 points.
I'm thinking San Fran, too. I hope Minnesota wins, but I think San Fran's too good. And little fun fact, a team that played on Wild Card Weekend has not played in the Super Bowl since 2013.
When the Giants did it, right?
Baltimore Ravens.
Baltimore.
Yes, against San Fran.
The Giants did it the year before, I think in 2012.
Yeah.
That doesn't scare me. I think we're due for one of those years. Yeah. It doesn't really bother me at all. I think San Francisco is a great team. I think probably a better team. I think they win 3 out of 5 games, maybe even 2 out of 3 games. But I think this week
the Vikings have that momentum.
The Vikings have a little bit of the momentum where they did not play tremendous defense. They had some big lapses here and there, but their defensive line played well, and I think they can shore that up. And I mean, the throws that Kirk Cousins made, the throw to Thielen in overtime.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
The third down throws to Stephon Diggs, the way he even handled Stephon Diggs. You know, you're shouting at him.
Yeah.
On the sideline. Hey, calm down. We can do this. Stick together. Let's go.
I'll say this, though. Richard Sherman's much harder to push off of.
Well, I guess he is. And we'll see. But I don't know. I feel in my gut they cover. So, and maybe even win. But
well, Minnesota's a run-first team, and San Francisco is third against the run in the league. So I think it's gonna come down to
dude, I'm not afraid of Kirk Cousins
offensive line or
them.
San Francisco's defensive line.
So you're
better.
saying to me like shut down Dalvin Cook and
they
then
shut
what?
down Dalvin Cook.
And then what I'm saying to you is I'm not afraid of Kirk Cousins throwing to Thielen and Stephon Diggs. That's not or Kyle Rudolph. I'm not afraid of that.
I agree with
at
that.
all. So if that's the game plan, that's not really doesn't scare me that much.
I think Minnesota loses, but they cover.
I mean, 7 points.
I think it's a bit of a blowout.
You do.
I think it's a double-digit victory for San Francisco.
We're going to have to split this one up, I think. I don't know.
We'll come back to that.
All right.
The second game Saturday is Tennessee at Baltimore. It's a 40, well, the line's all over the place, but let's call it 47 over-under, and Baltimore's 9.5 at home.
I would take Baltimore.
Me too. Now, here's my thought. I go the opposite on this one. I think that the Tennessee Titans, they fucking shot their load last week. They came all over the Patriots' back, did the Lord's duty, and knocked them out of the playoffs. I think they'll be competitive. I mean, 9.5 points is almost the perfect amount of spread. It makes it so hard. I think Baltimore wins for sure. I think Baltimore's defense will take Tannehill apart and expose him for, not being an elite quarterback, and probably win by 10 or more. So I would say safe to take Baltimore.
Yeah, and I don't trust the Titans' defense to hold Baltimore's offense.
No. I mean, the only thing, I think Derrick Henry is unbelievable and proved that he can, that old school style of like score and then run the clock, time of possession, keep the other team off the field. That's how I would want to play against Lamar Jackson or against Patrick Mahomes. But I think that Baltimore's defense is probably too good to keep them.
Baltimore's fifth against the run.
That's what surprised me so much about the Patriots is that they saw what was coming, and they could, even the second half they could not stop them. Baltimore, I'd say too.
I think we're destined for Baltimore, Kansas City.
Yeah, let's see. What's the Sunday game? Kansas City and.
It is the first one is Houston at Kansas City. It's a 51 over under, and it is a -10 for Kansas City.
See, they've moved to 10. I thought I saw it at 9.5 at some point.
It's some of these sites are 9.5, but 10 seems to be the one I'm going down the line for us is 10.
All right. I feel the same way about Houston. I think Houston.
They shot their load.
Yeah. I think they'll.
Well, they didn't shoot their load. They stole the game.
Yeah, I think they're going to be more competitive.
Stole the game.
I think they'll be more competitive against KC.
They needed that win after last year's loss at home. Not that they needed it, but they, it would have been really, really bad had they lost again, especially losing 16-0 in the first half against Buffalo. But I think that coming back, proving that they can win, big moment for them, going into Kansas City. Kansas City's defense the last couple weeks has been really, really fucking good. Like probably one of the best defenses out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's still coaching for the Browns job.
Yeah, so he's got something to prove. I think that they can take care of Deshaun Watson. I don't think J.J. Watt. I think him being there is obviously a big motivational factor for the defense, but I don't think he's going to be much of a factor. So
those fans will shut him out.
Yeah, I think Kansas City takes that one.
I think we're all in agreement on that.
Yeah. And then it's Minnesota and Green Bay. I mean, Seattle and Green Bay.
It's 47 over under, and Green Bay is -4 at home.
something about this. I've thought about this game. I said to myself, Russell Wilson. He went on the road last week. He barely beat an Eagles team. And that team looked pretty good. Metcalf looked good. They didn't look great, the Seahawks. They'd have to play better to beat Green Bay on the road this week. I think they'd have to play much better to beat Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, against, I guess, Josh Martin's professional opinion, to me is still one of the top quarterbacks. I don't think their defense is as good as people say it is. I know that people are like, oh, he's finally got a fucking defense and a running game. He's got a great running game. I don't think the defense is as good as everyone thinks it is. So I think it's going to be a real competitive game. 4 points scares the fuck out of me.
It's the closest game on the whole slate.
Yeah, it really does. I'm saying I feel like Green Bay is going to win. It's going to be super, super competitive. I think super close.
I think Seattle covers for sure.
Covers the spread.
I think Seattle wins. Because to me it comes down to Pete Carroll versus Matt LaFleur. Who would you rather have? Seattle's been there so many times.
Yeah, I mean,
Seattle is
LaFleur.
They have a purpose. Marshawn Lynch came back and he wants to win. They want to get to the Super Bowl and have it on the 1 yard line. So I don't see Seattle losing. I actually think Seattle. I think Seattle might run the table and go to the Super Bowl.
Interesting. We can talk about that next week. But if you want to go with Seattle, I think Seattle covers.
Yeah, I think Seattle covers too.
I think Seattle covers. I think Green Bay probably wins in a close game, field goal or less for sure. But I'll take Seattle to cover. Do you want to circle back and go?
Do 2-game parlay?
Well, we have three.
We have three that we agree on.
Okay.
But I just can't go against San Francisco. I know
if you don't
like
want
Minnesota.
to do it,
I can't go against San Francisco.
If we
I think that game's a blowout.
We can shift focus for 1 second to the LSU Clemson game. I will be more than willing to take LSU. It's a 5.5 point favorite. I think they're going to win by 10 or more. So if you're as confident as I am in that, I'll gladly swap the Minnesota game for the LSU Clemson game.
How many touchdown passes do you think Burrow throws, and how many do you think Trevor Lawrence throws?
5 and 3.
5 and 3?
5 and 3.
Good Lord. The over-under in the game is 70.
70, yeah. I don't want to fuck with the over-under because I think it's going to be like a shoot-'em-out 38-35 game, but 70 is a fucking – that's a mountain to climb.
Big number.
Yeah. But I think LSU covers for sure. Do you not agree with me?
I agree.
LSU
wins.
You want to swap out
outright.
that game for that game? I have no problem doing
I would
that.
rather swap that out because I think you're absolutely wrong in San Francisco.
I can't wait for
Minnesota.
the fucking video next week.
Get it on the tape. San Francisco blows them out.
Let's not talk about next week. Let's talk about this weekend. This weekend, I'm in Pittsburgh at the Improv in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I haven't been there in like 2 or 3 years, so I'm excited to go back. I'll be there Thursday night, Friday night 2 shows, Saturday 2 shows, Sunday 1 show. And then the next gig I have coming after that is Super Bowl weekend. Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida. I just signed the deal last night. There's something happened. I guess somebody fell out. And yours truly is coming to town. Super Bowl weekend. And guess what? Drum roll, please.
That doesn't sound good when you hit the table.
I'm bringing Brenton, Babyface Biddlecombe, with me. We're about 20 minutes from Miami, where all the Super Bowl action is going to be.
And guess what's going to happen while we're there?
We're not going to get invited to parties.
We're going to break a table.
We're not going to break a table.
Let's just break a table.
How about we get drunk and then I smash into a craps table in the middle of the game?
We can go to a tailgate and we'll find you a table. They'll go crazy and you can break.
We're going to be in a casino. It's in Florida. We'll be there Super Bowl weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Tickets on my website, steverenazizi.com.
And we also just confirmed all 3 of us are going to be at the Comedy Store La Jolla Valentine's Day weekend.
Valentine's Day weekend.
And that Friday night is when my Comedy Central set airs.
Oh, that's Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
We can make love after.
Yes.
Lucas, do you have any dates?
Comedy Store tomorrow night. And
yeah, man.
Yeah.
Comedy Store tomorrow night?
I'm also there tomorrow night, but technically it's tonight at 1 a.m. in the OR. So if you don't like sleep,
come on down.
If you want to see me bomb in front of 6 people.
Also, we are announcing that our Patreon page is live, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2020. We need to make some fucking money.
Lucas
okay?
has to get paid.
We are going to announce, we're announcing right now that it's up live. We're going to put a thing out that it's up on all our social media platforms and the link to the Patreon page. There are 3 tiers. Please tell people about it. If you're interested, you're going to get bonus episodes. We're doing the 4th quarter podcast, which last Saturday was, right? Or Sunday?
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday we went to Brenton's house. We podcast during the 4th quarter of the Bills game. And so we're going to release that to our Patreon fans. There's going to be some video content coming. We'll have an opportunity to join the fantasy football or baseball league. And so our Patreon page is up. Please share it and tell people about it. And what else? Anything else that we had to do?
I think we got everything.
Yeah, we got our dates and all the other bullshit,
Go Bills.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be in Pittsburgh, but I think this weekend's games are going to be fucking fun to watch. As always, I hope that...
there's an ATC show at the Ice House this Saturday at 8.
Oh, okay.
So come
Great.
on down to that.
If you're in town at the
You're in
Ice House
Pasadena.
in beautiful Pasadena. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. Thank you very much for listening and/or watching. Bye.
Thank you very much for joining me. How you been? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Steve Renazizi. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. I'm Steve Renazizi. Lit. I'm the guy. I'm the guy. Fucking lit. I'm the guy. I'm Steve Renazizi.
No, actually, I didn't mean that. Ironically, you're funny. Like,
What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds? What's the odds? What's